Welcome to the Healing Streams Reflection. The title for today's post is Making Time to Meet with God, a Daily Priority. Beloved, when we remember that God's ultimate purpose for us is to conform us to the image of Jesus Christ, as declared in Romans chapter 8, verse 20 to 29, we know that in all things God works for good with those who love Him, those whom He has called according to His purpose. Those whom God had already chosen, He also set apart to become like His Son, so that the Son will be the first among many believers. And we compare our current image to that of Jesus Christ. We can see how great our need is. I'm not suggesting that some leading men of God practice of spending 4 hours each day in God's presence needs to be our practice. But I am saying that the greater our need, the more dependent we ought to be on meeting. How you spend your time directly reveals what you value most. If we add up the amount of time we spend on various activities or relationships, we will get a picture of what our highest priorities are. The more time spent, the more important. The less time spent, the less important. Beloved, setting aside activities, let's think about relationships. If I ask you, who are the most important people in your life? If you're a Christian, you will likely say God, my spouse, my children, perhaps followed by other extended family members and other relationships, work, friends, and others. If you added up the amount of one-on-one time you spent with each over the last year, what will it reveal about your professed priorities? I understand we can express the value we place on relationships in other ways besides just one-on-one meetings, but I'm sure you get the idea. If we never meet personally with someone, it is hard to justify professing that they are high priority in our life. Many married couples have a weekly or monthly date night or early morning coffee time when they can talk over things important to them. Parents will sometimes arrange a monthly activity with their children as a bonding and sharing time. It's the same reason the workplace teams schedule regular status meetings to assess progress, solve problems, and plan strategies for the future. All of these meetings and activities serve the purpose of asking and answering, in so many words, 2 questions. What business are we in, and how is business? Individuals, couples, families, businesses, churches, and organizations are all in business in one way or the other. The only way to assess how we are doing is to meet together and talk. The same can be said for our relationship with God. As I have already stated, we are in business of being conformed to the image of Christ. Said another way, we are in the business of serving God and living lives that reflect His priorities and values. The only way we can get feedback from Him on how His business is to meet with Him one-on-one, to study His word and commune with Him in prayer. If we are not meeting with Him regularly, the chances are good that we are not making the kind of progress we should in our relationship with Him. What does regularly mean? The Bible doesn't mandate a particular regimen for meeting with God and Bible studies. But think about it. How many days could you without giving your spouse a hug and a kiss before your relationship began to suffer. Not many days, I will think. Our lives operate on a daily schedule, mornings. Mornings introduce a new 16 to 18-hour period of activity. There are many things we do on a daily basis that are important in our lives. And meeting with God should be one of them. Whether mornings or evenings work best is a matter of personal schedules. Morning seems to work best for most people, as we are fresh and not yet faced with the distractions of the day. Regardless of the time, I believe it is important for us to make meeting with God a daily priority. Each year we have 365 opportunities for a daily meeting with God. Making that meeting a priority in our life reflects just how important we think God is to us. You may already have an established pattern and discipline for a daily devotional time with God, but let's talk about some basic elements of such a meeting. Elements which can be arranged and accomplished in a variety of ways. A time of day, a plan for study, a list for prayer, a call to action. Regardless of how you choose to structure your time with God, these basic goals are worth pursuing and accomplishing. Thanks for listening, and may the good Lord richly bless you.